I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is wire my controller here where it's easy to get to the wires, and then we'll go ahead and mount that up there. So I'm going to go ahead and strip my wires. I'm going to probably strip them a little long. Make them all the same length. So I like to score it with a knife very slightly. You want to be very careful if you're going to score it that you don't cut into the wire. Sometimes you get lucky and you can pull it. Today's not cooperating. So I'm going to slice it down like this, and I'm just doing a score. I'm not digging in the wire. I don't want to destroy my wire or nick my wire. But as I get to the end, I'm going to put it a little deeper, because that part of the wire is most likely going to get cut off, so I don't care if I dig into that wire. And that gives me a ripping point so that I can pull. You can actually, if you can get to this nylon string, this is helpful. This is designed to cut that back. This is the Haven X Series wire. And when you strip it back, you're going to find a shielded 22-2 with a ground drain. And by ground drain, I mean the wire that's just bare. That's going to actually hook to our controller. So we're going to expose our wires just like this. Got our shielded 22-2 with a ground drain and our 12-2 wire there. I'm going to go ahead and strip the rest of them. Now that we got all our wires stripped, we're going to go ahead and open the cover of our controller and proceed to wire it. So it's held on here by 7 screws. I'm going to take and put my screws in the lid and put the lid to the side for now. And then, so we're going to put that on the wall up there, and we're going to bring up our wires, and I kind of want them to look uniform. So I think what we're going to do is they'll all fit in that far knockout there. This is the ground drain where we're going to put our ground drain wire. And then these are all our channels with our Haven snap connectors. I'm just going to go ahead and release all of them. And I am going to strip my wires back. Just because it really doesn't matter what order you put each channel in, because you're going to name them and you can fix them in the setup. But my OCD, I want to know which channel's which. I'm going to go ahead and hook up my power. The red one to the first one. And the common is the second one to black. I'm going to keep these off for now. And when I go to power this up, the run should all turn blue and stay blue, because it has no data communication right now. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and label that what channel I want to put it on. So now that we walk out here, we should be able to look at our X series, and one of our channels should be on solid blue, and it looks like it's our front door section. And the way that I want to hook this up is we have 4 peaks that we did, and looking at the house, I want to go left to right. So I'm going to start with my left peak being 1, my front door being 2, my high peak being channel 3, and then my last peak being channel 4. So I'm going to go ahead and label that wire channel 2, and then I'm going to proceed to do that with all of the other channels. And then next time you see me, we'll be hooking it up for the final time. Okay, so we figured out what channel I wanted what. I went ahead and just labeled them 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you look at the controller here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but right there says channel 1 with an arrow pointing to this one. This is channel 1. This is channel 2 is right here with the arrow pointing. Channel 2, channel 3, and channel 4. So I'm going to start with 1, grab my 1, feed my wires in. And remember, I cut these long, so I want these to look, I'm going to go ahead and start run my wire into there, and I'm going to kind of just lay like this and say, okay, that's about how long I want that. I'm going to go ahead and cut it down. I'm going to strip it about 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to pass it without hooking my strands. I want everything in the middle of that connector, stick it in, and then I'm going to go ahead and latch it down, and I give it a quick little tug, make sure it's tight, that it grabbed good. I'm going to go ahead and take my black one and do the same thing. We're going to cut it down, strip it about the same length. And again, we want to get a nice solid straight pass into there. All the way down. I'm going to clamp that down. For now, we're going to leave the ground drain out. Just because there's 2 lugs, but we have 4 channels, so we're going to twist this together with some of the other ones. Next, I have my data negative. I use the purple wire for that. Cut it. Just the nerd in me is trying to make it look nice. So, once again, go ahead and same thing, feed it in there nice, get it latched, give it a little tug. I'm going to take my white wire, measure it about the same length, cut it, strip it long. Put it straight in there. Good, nice connection. Now I'm going to do that 3 more times. So I'm going to take my channel 2, run that in next. That was on our opposite side. So I'm going to bring that, I want them to be about the same length, so I'm going to bring that in like that. And then, so now I'm going to go ahead and hook up the next 3, and when we return, I'll show you what to do with our ground shields that are left over. So I got all 4 channels hooked up there. I'm gonna go ahead and tidy it up, add a couple zip ties when we're all done. But now I have my ground shields left over, so what I'm gonna do with those is I have 2 lugs and 4 ground shields, so I'm gonna grab 2 of them, and I'm gonna go ahead and twist these together. And then I'm gonna figure out kind of what length I want to make it to the connector. And I'm gonna go ahead and fold it back on itself, similar to what I did with the small wires, just because they are small wires. So I'm going to twist those together. I'm going to get rid of my excess here. And then, probably easier if you do this before the wires, but I like to feed it underneath. And then feed that into my connector, just like all the other ones. Latch it down. And then I'm going to repeat the process with the other 2. Figure I want about like that. We'll go ahead and twist those together like that. This is a pretty important step on these ground shields. This is going to help protect your lights against electrical storms and other harsh weather. So now that I got those there, I'm going to grab a couple zip ties and my flush cutters, because I don't want to go back in here and cut myself on the zip tie. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my zip ties off flush. Go ahead and bundle those like this. Then I'll put one more right here, just to try and make sense of that a little bit so it looks a little cleaner. It makes it easier to put the lid on when you're all said and done after setup. So I cut those. Then I'm gonna we're gonna get ready to mount that up there. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over and get rid of any wire connectors. One thing nice about using a drop cloth under your work surface, this is just a Harbor Freight drop cloth or a moving blanket. I like the moving blankets because it's a little more padded if you were to drop a sharp object on something. Not only does it protect the surface you're working on, but it also gives you a place to drop all your trash and your cuttings as you're going. So when I'm all said and done with this, I have minimal cleanup because I'll just take that moving blanket and bundle it up and then bring it over to the trash can and shake it out. All right, so go ahead and get ready to mount our controller. Pull my power. My power is going to come down here to the surge protector that he's got here. And we're going to figure out kind of where we want it. Oops. I'm going to grab a level so it's level, and I'm going to mark my 2 holes. We're going to go ahead and mount it right here. I'm going to give some distance. Kind of want it somewhat level with the cabinet so it looks decent. Put a level on top of it. Now that I know it's level, I'm going to take this Sharpie, mark my holes. And then I'm going to grab some drywall anchors. I'm going to go ahead and use these easy anchors. They're a plastic corkscrew type drywall anchor. I like these ones. I like the plastic ones because they actually expand and they hold really well. You can get these at any of your home improvement stores, Home Depot or Lowe's. The way that I like to do these is I'm going to throw the screw just into the drywall first. So I kind of use my screw as my pilot. And on the occasion that I get lucky and I hit a stud, I don't have to use the anchor. So I'm going to start that. Go ahead and get my controller up. I'm going to start the screws by hand. Like I need a new tip on that drill. So there we have it, we're mounted. All right, so this is the point where I'm going to go back and double check, make sure everything looks like it's wrapped up right. And then when we come back, we're going to apply power to this and make sure we're in good working order and begin our setup. Okay, so I just checked everything. Everything looks buttoned up and I think we're about ready for power. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my area here so that I can put the refrigerator back and continue to set up. So once again, nice thing about this is it's not perfect, but most of my stuff is all wrapped up nicely in that blanket. And then I just have minimal vacuuming to do. So when you fire up the controller, one way to kind of know if you've got success is by watching the lights. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it again so that we can get it on video of what happens when the lights turn on the first time. So once the lights have power, you'll notice they should all go on solid blue, and then after about 30 seconds turn themselves off like they just did. and it actually went into a scene. As long as they come all on solid blue and then turn off, you know that we've got good communication and that all of our receivers are hooked up properly.